the lesson so that he can also understand what we're talking about. Okay, Carolina, I'm going to explain to you how the speaking test works. Okay, remember that it's a little bit different from TOEIC. So it has today. I'm going to explain to you part one and part two, and so okay, part one. It's they're going to just ask you some questions in general, um, and what they're going to be testing is your grammar. Okay, so it's something very that we need to really pay attention on what tense the question is. If they want me to answer in the past tense, or if they want me to answer in the I know in the present perfect. So we need to really try to pay attention. Let me see if Manuel now can enter. Okay, let me see if I can admit him again in another way. Let's see. Let's wait for a moment. Is it too hot right now there in San Carlos?
Not at all.
No?
It's kind of windy, and today was foggy in the morning and
Oh wow,
cold. Yes.
interesting. I thought it was a little bit hot there.
Good afternoon.
Okay, Manuel. Now you
Yeah.
can hear me. Good, good.
Now, at
Perfect,
the
perfect.
end, this is difficult for me. That's the
I know. Don't worry.
the the computer and the and the Zoom and the Teams and whatever
Yeah.
apps is complicated for me.
Oh,
Because
don't worry, Manuel. Don't worry.
when I born, well, when I born, don't exist.
Didn't exist
Actually,
anything like
matching
that.
the technology.
I know. Okay, don't worry, Manuel. Don't worry.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
was explaining today. What we are going to explain is how the speaking test works, and at least I'm
Okay.
going to explain to you part one and part two, and maybe we can practice a little bit, and that's it. Because I know that we as teachers we are a little bit busy, and I don't want to take you a lot of time today. So, as I was telling Carolina, the part one, what they're going to teach or evaluate is our grammar. So they're just going to ask us some questions in general. At the beginning of the test, they're going to start this way. Well, in this case, good afternoon. My name is Joel, and this is my
Yeah.
colleague. Remember that this test is not on a computer like TOEIC. This test is going to be somebody in front of you that is going to um, ask you those questions, and there's going to be somebody on the back of that person testing you. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's going to be two people evaluating you, and this test is going to be in pairs. So I am glad that we have two people here so that we can have the dynamic how it works. So again, so they're going to say okay, and your names are, so just say your names. My name is Carolina, my name is Manuel,
Yeah.
and then they're going to ask you some general questions. So for example, Carolina, how long have you been studying English?
I've been studying English for um, 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, with the school, the university, free courses, many times, long
Okay,
time.
thank you. Something that I forgot. Remember, they're going to time this. For this first part, I think it's 4 minutes in general. But
Okay.
when they say thank you, then that means that they want for us to stop. So my recommendation is for you to keep talking until they say thank you. Okay, is
Okay,
something very
okay.
important because sometimes
You
it's
need to speak
better.
very quickly.
Well, you don't have to speak very quickly, but what I'm saying is that it's better for you to talk more than for you to stop talking, and then maybe, for example, in part two, you have 1 minute to talk. So
Mhm.
if you stop in 30 seconds, they're going
Yeah.
to lower your points because you need to talk for a minute, right? So
Mm.
it's better for them to tell us thank you, and when they say thank you, we just stop. Of course, it's very important for us to answer the question, the question that they really want for us to uh, to answer. And also, even though this part is in pairs, only one person talks and then the other person talks. Only in part 3, that we're gonna see that later on, maybe in a month or so. Part 3, there's an interaction part when, for
Yeah.
example, Carolina and Manuel, you guys need to talk to each other. But for now, even though it's in pairs, it's like individual. Okay. So,
Mhm.
okay, Manuel,
Yeah.
what do you enjoy most about learning English?
Uh, es- eso es lo que tengo un problema ahí.
Oh yeah, yeah. What do you enjoy most about learning English?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand the question because it's what
What do you enjoy?
enjoy most about the learn English. No, not exactly the time in time, no. But I love speaking English because you make a communication with another people, no. It's for that reason, but I love speaking English. But because in my case, the my problem in the ministerial education minister is that they never speak English when you work. This is the problem. All the time, the lesson in English is in Spanish. In Costa Rica, have a serious problem with the lesson in
Thank
English.
you. Thank
If
you.
people say no English, only Spanish.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank you,
sorry,
Manuel. Thank you. Okay.
sorry.
No, that was okay. Remember when we say thank you, we just stop, and that's the way they
Okay,
do it.
okay. Sorry.
Okay, Carolina, do you think you spend too much time working or studying? Why or why not?
Okay, I think I do not spend enough time studying because most of the time I spend my time working in the high school, and we have to invest a lot of time with students and the WhatsApp. Now that we have the virtual classes, we spend more. But I love to study. I really enjoy studying, and it's something really interesting how we can improve and practice and learn more. Some of the weak points that I mentioned are those working is one of the
Thank
problems.
you.
Okay,
Thank you. Okay, okay, good, good. Okay,
I forgot about it. Thank you.
no, no, don't worry, maybe, but that's what I really want, for you to keep talking and talking until they say thank you. Okay.
Okay.
So in general, this is part 1. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
just want, they're just going to evaluate your grammar, evaluate how you are talking, if you are, if you can talk or answer in a complete way, not only yes or no, right? That's what they really want, for you to talk. Now, part 2 for me is one of the most difficult parts of the speaking test in this C1 level, but it's just practice, okay? And if you want, I can send you on the WhatsApp chat. I can send you some of these practices so that you can practice also on your own, and maybe next time we can do it again. In part 2, they're going to give you 3 different pictures, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In those 3 different pictures, you only choose 2 to compare,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Compare, not describe, okay?
Okay.
Because sometimes we describe, okay, and what they really want is for you to compare, to say, yeah, for example, they say, I want for you to compare Alajuela with San Jose, just for like a very quick example. So you can say, yes, Alajuela is hotter than San Jose. Also, San Jose City is as dirty as San
True.
Jose, or try to use some comparisons. But if you find yourselves describing, you can say in contrast.
Yeah.
And that can help you. Okay, because you can say, yeah, San Jose is dirty and it's dangerous. In contrast, Alajuela, whatever. Okay,
Whatever. You know.
so but the thing is that we need to really compare. But if you find yourself describing, say in contrast, then you need to compare. And in 1 minute, you need to compare and answer a question. Okay. My recommendation is for you to start comparing very quick, just maybe 2 or 3 comparisons the most, and then go straight to the question because you only have 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, you need to do it all. Okay. So if you want, we can practice a little bit that right now to see how you guys are gonna be doing in this part. So since it's in pairs, for example, Carolina is going to compare the pictures and answer the question, and then Don Manuel is going to answer a 30-second question. After that, Manuel is going to compare other 2 pictures, answer a question in 1 minute, and then Carolina is going to answer a 30-second question. Okay? So that's how the dynamic of this part 2 of the speaking test goes. So let's practice a little bit so that you can have a little bit of knowledge of how this goes. So again, it says in this part of the test, I'm going to give you each of you 3 pictures. I'll allow you to talk about 2 of them on your own for about a minute, and also to answer a question briefly about your partner's pictures. So Carolina is going to be candidate A. So I will be, so it says here, it's your turn first. Here are your pictures. In a moment, I will show you the pictures, don't worry. So it says, here are your pictures. They show people attending special events. So Carolina, what you need to do again in 1 minute is this. I'll allow you to compare 2 of the pictures and say what the people might find interesting about these events and how difficult the events might be to organize. Something positive is that in the pictures, you're going to find this question. So just in case you forgot about the questions, you have it there, okay? So let's let me show you the pictures. First of all, let me just turn it here. Okay. So the first picture, Carolina, is like a concert, just in case you find it's difficult for you to see. The second one is like a tennis match. And the third one is fashion parade. That's what we call it, right? Remember, only from those 3, you need to only choose 2 to compare and then answer this question, right? Well, it's like 2 different questions, right? So are you ready? Because I need to time you for 1 minute. So let me know if you're ready.
Okay, let me see. That is the tennis a tournament, right? Something like
It
that.
can be like a tennis tournament or just a tennis match, right?
Okay.
So you whatever you choose, and here are the questions just in case you forget about them, right? So
Okay.
in 1 minute, compare only 2 and answer these 2 questions. Let's see if you can do it. Remember, we're just practicing. Don't worry if you can't do it. We're just practicing right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you can start. Go.
Okay, I'm going to choose picture number 1 and picture number 3. I think the concert is more interesting than going to a fashion parade because you can feel unstressed and you can yell and scream and sing and dance. But in a fashion parade, it's something more like spending money and being interested in the trends more than something that is going to be comfortable or less expensive. And people would find more interesting I think the concert because of the all the activities you can do, like eating and dancing and
Thank you.
feeling stress.
Okay, no, but you did it good, Carolina. I mean,
Yeah,
to do, I mean, for you to be
yeah.
the first time you practice this, you do it very good because you compare and you almost finish the other question. So again,
This is,
I know
I
it's
forgot the question.
I know it's difficult, but I mean, and that's why it's very important. These types of practices that we're doing here are very important, so you can have an idea how this
Uh-huh.
test works, right? So
Okay, okay.
maybe I can send you again these pictures so you can practice in your in your house,
Yes,
right?
and I
Yeah.
thought, yes, that is my mistake. I thought the pictures first, and then I'm going to answer the questions. That's why, but that's okay. I
No, no,
understood
but
well.
I mean, you did it correctly. First we compare, and then we answer the
Yes.
questions. So you did it good.
But I
You did.
thought 1 minute comparing and then the
Oh, okay.
questions.
You thought it.
Okay,
Okay,
my
okay.
mistake, my
No, no,
mistake.
probably I didn't, I wasn't clear. In 1 minute, you need to do it all. In 1 minute, you need to
Okay,
do it
okay,
all. Okay.
okay,
So,
I
but don't
got it.
worry. Now, Don Manuel needs to answer the 30-second question. Don Manuel, based on those pictures, which of these events do you think would attract the largest audience? Do you remember the pictures of Manuel? Do you remember them? The concert, the tennis match, and the fashion show. We can also say fashion show. Do you remember the pictures?
Make the question to Carolina.
No, this is yours, Manuel.
Okay.
Which it says, yeah, which sorry, here. Which of these events do you think will attract the largest audience, and why?
The more attraction, the more attraction.
That would attract the largest audience.
Again, your answer will be okay. For me, it's the music, because the music is the people have in trance. This the people transport to another side, another places in mentally, because the people when
Thank.
hear.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought it was time, but you have 10 more seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, but the people like the music. The music is it have have effect affecting the people the transport and other stuff and other places, because
Thank you.
they
Thank you. Okay. Remember, it's 30
short
seconds.
time. It's a
Yeah,
very short time.
for this one is only 30 seconds for this the second part.
Oh,
Now, Don Manuel, now is your turn to compare, just like Carolina did at the beginning. So let's see
okay.
here. It says, well, in a moment, I will show you the pictures, Don Manuel, don't worry. So it says they show people learning in different ways.
Okay.
The pictures that I'm going to show you are going to be showing people learning in different ways. So I would like you to compare two of the pictures and say how the students might react to these different ways of learning and how effective these ways of learning might be. Okay, these questions are going to be in the pictures. Okay, so let me show you first of all the pictures. Let me turn them around here. See here. Okay.
Those
So
people are in the book.
no, over here. Well, I
Okay.
think that's in the book also, but just in case you can, I don't know if you can find them here. You can see them here. The first picture is like a college class. It's like a, I don't know, like a, maybe like a lecture. The second picture is a lab where people are in computers. And the third one is some kids in the zoo touching a kangaroo. Okay. So from these three pictures, only compare two. And then
Okay.
remember to answer this question. how might the students react to these different ways of learning, and how effective might these ways of learning be? So you have 1 minute to do everything, okay? Tell me
Okay.
when you're ready. Are you
Okay.
ready?
The comparative, the picture number 2 and the picture number 1. Because in the picture number 1, the student learn learning in have don't have don't have sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. We are practicing.
Okay, in the picture number 1, the people, student in different form, yeah, well, in the distance, distance the master, the teacher, no, and the picture number 2, the people have a teacher very close, no. This is more interesting. This is this is best the picture number 2, because the student reacts that in foreign
Thank you.
different way to learn. In the best fair, the best.
No, Manuel, the minute is over. Don't worry, don't worry.
Sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Remember, we are practicing here, and that's why we're doing
Yeah.
type of classes. Something, Don Manuel, you start describing, it was okay. I mean, you say in the first picture the teacher is far away. Remember to say in contrast.
Yeah.
In contrast,
Yeah.
in the other picture the teacher is close.
The problem is the teacher. The teacher is very long in the picture number 1.
Yes.
The picture number 2, the teacher is very close.
Yeah,
This
and remember, Don Manuel.
the best form.
Yeah, and Don Manuel, remember, yeah, compare, and then answer these questions. Everything in 1 minute. But don't worry, I'm going to send you these pictures again, so that you can practice that, and we can, again, maybe in less than a month we can have another meeting so that we can just keep on practicing. Okay, so don't worry, but I just want this meeting is for you to have an idea how these parts work. Okay, and that's what I really want. I really want for you to have it clear how these parts, part 1 and part 2 of this speaking test works. So now, Carolina, you have your 30-second question. And your 30-second question is, in which way of learning do you think will be the most memorable? So which way of those ways of learning do you think will be the most memorable?
Okay, in my way, I think the most memorable way of learning is the outdoor classroom. Sorry. And because the students can have this experience of touching, living, and having this experience of learning from the self-experience. More?
Continue, yeah. Remember, you need to talk
And,
until that we say thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
And excuse, the horse is distracting me.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry.
When you have a conversation with another people, then any people say, okay, this is it's okay. It's over, no?
Yeah.
People never say that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I really wanted for you two guys to see today, how the way of this speaking test works, and at least do you guys have clear part 1 and part 2?
Okay.
You have it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I need more explanation, man.
Okay, don't worry, Don Manuel. I'm going to send you another video to explain to you step by step. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry. I don't want for you to get stressed or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah. Is there any possibility that maybe Don Manuel and I can have a meeting together? Maybe we can practice if you send us more exercises and we can practice together. That's an idea.
That too, yes. If you want, I can send you on the WhatsApp chat. I can send you some practices for part 1 and some practices for part 2. And yes, you can do one of these meetings with Don Manuel, and you guys can practice. And maybe in I don't know, in maybe in 22 days, we can see each other again. Yes, and maybe we can see how you guys have been advancing in this process. And also, I can explain to you part 3 and part 4 of the speaking test. Okay.
We-
Okay.
So, because I think that's something very important that we need to really try to learn and also to get it, because I know that it's not easy, right? It's not
Mhm.
easy, but it's just practice and practice. So, if you don't have any other question, then again, I'll be sending you that right now. As soon as we finish this conversation, I'm going to send you some practices for part 1 and 2. And
Okay.
and yes, and Don Manuel and Carolina can meet whenever you want, and you guys can practice, of course. That's
Okay, thank you.
okay. So that will be it then.
Okay.
One question,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Joel. Is this class is in video? Do you have the video?
This class, today's
Yes.
class, yes, I
Yes.
have it in video. Yes,
Okay, send me.
I'm going to send it to you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm going to send it to you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. We will see you then in 22 days. Take
Okay,
care.
Mr. Joel.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Bye bye.
Okay.